we become unstoppable. With God's help, everything is possible. All of the accomplishments are remarkable. Others can hate, but they still can't stop it though. We move forward, never ever stumble. With God blessing us, we still stay humble. And through the struggle and all of the trouble, our work we redouble.
Welcome to Unstoppable Purpose in Motion, brought to you by INCRadio, Washington, D.C. I am Sister Elisa Mojica with...
I am Brian Torres with
Yvette Castellano. Excuse me.
And I'm Jaster Castellano.
Good morning to our viewers. Okay, so today we are talking about pushing forward through uncertainty and trusting the process. We'd love for our live chat to join us as well in our discussion, because together we can inspire and learn from one another and at the same time celebrate the journey we are in. But before we continue with this morning's discussion, let's talk about our previous episode, which was discipline and motivation. Okay, so for me, it changed my perspective in motivation, because I used to think like, oh, motivation is just there. Like,
Right.
it doesn't do much. Like, it will help you. But not really on the
Yeah,
long
like
run.
cosmetic. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like, it did change my perspective. Like, we do need motivation. What about you guys?
I'm very much more of discipline over motivation, but I can understand the reasoning to why one should be motivated in what they do. I think it like sparks that idea, and then the discipline is the one that kind of brings forth like what the work that you're supposed to be doing as well.
Yeah, I think that's what we talked about. Like, the discipline is like building the fire, and then the motivation is putting that spark into that fire so that like it keeps growing.
I really love the last show talking about motivation and discipline. We both need them. You don't just believe one than the other. You do both need them to have the successful end result that you're looking for.
Yeah. And also, we want to shout out our top comment for that show. If we could have our voice in the air.
Sure. Good morning, everyone. To our lovely Unstoppable listeners this morning, our top comment from last show was from Brother Alberto T. Santos. They are equally important. If you have discipline, you are always motivated to reach your goal. And if you achieved your goal because of your motivation, it's being credited to your discipline. And we also have some early birds in the chat here too. We have Sister Alexis Mira, good morning from Washington, D.C. Sister Liza Ramirez, good morning po, hashtag Temple Hills. Sister May Silva Catoriano, happy Saturday po to everyone, hashtag Anne Arundel. And Brother Ace Tepang, good morning everyone, hashtag Anne Arundel. Good back to the studio.
Thank you to our shout out in the air. Okay, so today we are talking about when the road isn't clear. So we also have a question for our live chat for this morning. So it is, what do you do when progress feels slow? So leave your answers in the chat and then, join our discussion. So for our panel this morning, do you consider yourself more of a planner or a go with the flow type? Let's start with Brian.
Yeah, a wonderful question, Elisa, to begin with this morning. Really making me think this early, but I am really a planner. I plan everything to the T. Anything that I do, it has to be planned out. I feel like if I don't plan out things, it's just that I feel like I'm just on the go. I'm not really being organized. I'm not really saving time. And I'm not making the most of it. So I do plan a lot.
Oh, okay. I like that. Okay. What about that?
I am a planner, same as Brother Brian. I can't do anything unless I, put forth in motion like what I'm going to set up for the day. I love sending out reminders to myself and always just trying to be like following like the path that I'm supposed to be on, So I really consider myself as a planner.
Yeah, for me, I'm the total opposite. I'm more of the go with the flow, or pretty much just go with what my wife says, which is she's right here. But yeah, I just pretty much go with what with whatever we have planned, and then I just like, okay,
That's
Whatever
true.
happens.
Yeah, same. Honestly, when you two said that you're like a planner, I'm like, oh, am I gonna be the only one that's go with the flow in our discussion? But yeah, same here. Especially when I'm with someone that let's say my sister, I'm always with her all the time for the most part. I'm more of go with the flow. I think it depends on the dynamic too.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
if you're a planner and then he's go with the flow, he's just like going with whatever your plan is. So
Are you guys like older siblings?
I'm the youngest.
I'm youngest.
We're
Are you?
same.
Oh, so I'm an older sibling, so that's why I feel like
I think we have the younger sibling energy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I'm an
That
older
we just
sibling
go
that
with.
I'm just like, okay, this needs to happen so that
Yeah.
I can get going.
Right.
But
Yeah, I think it's the responsibility of being the oldest. I think
oldest.
that's what it is.
Yeah.
So when it comes to that, what's one word you would use to describe yourself if you handle the unknown? Like, let's say things don't go your way when you're planning.
I feel like one word will be I'm at a loss if things doesn't go with my plan. Not in like I'm lost. I'm just like I don't like the not knowing what's about to happen. Now things can happen like changes, accidents, things like that that I cannot control of. But I'm still thankful because still God is there
Yeah.
for us. So I don't like just fret about oh my God, no, things didn't go well or that time. So I just rely everything to God, whatever happens on that day. But I still plan according to God's plan.
Oh, yeah.
I think I don't have a word per se for that. I think it's just before I used to feel very upset if things weren't going according to plan, and I felt annoyed. I think is the best word if we're gonna do one word is like just annoyed. But then as I got older, I'm just like, okay, it happened. Like it is what it is. So I just try my best to accept the situation for it is at that moment,
Right.
and then move on so that I could, like just do better with what I have to do.
Yeah, for me, it's more. I have a one word. It's called pray. So if anything, either good or bad that goes on, I just pray about it. Like, oh man, I didn't get that job, or I didn't, get that promotion that I wanted. I'm just gonna pray and
Yeah.
see if I can get it in the future,
That's true.
or if something did go like, oh, I got my promotion, I got a raise or whatever. I pray about it.
Yeah, that's true.
A lot of times, like I just do let go and let God.
Yeah.
Do the
Yeah.
rest.
Yes.
Yeah, like actually not too long ago, this week, I received news that I wasn't really expecting, but it's like this is what I've been praying for. But in my prayer, I was like, if it's right for me, then it's gonna be given. And so that's when I cried a little bit. But then I was like, this is what I prayed for. I was like, if it's not right for me,
Yeah.
You should be
Then-
thankful, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
there's a reason
exactly.
why it didn't
Yeah.
happen. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
So, what was the toughest season you had to trust the process, and what kept you moving?
So actually, not too long ago. This is like about last year or so. After my wedding, like I think like 2 months after my wedding, I got fired from my job, and it was like devastating. It's like, oh man, how am I gonna provide for my wife now? I mean, I have this house and everything, but how am I gonna have the necessities that we need? So I prayed and prayed, and I finally got this job that I actually really wanted, and it's a job that I was meant for. I was like, it was like given to me by God as
Yeah.
as a gift. as a
What made
reward.
you trust that process, though? Like in your routine, what kept you really going?
I mean, being prayerful definitely was the one motivator that I had that helped me through in pursuing the career that I needed. Because it was all in God's hands. It was Him that that gave me this opportunity. Because I think He knew that I didn't really like the job that I was in before, and He was like, you need a new one. So then He gave me this current job that I really enjoy, really love doing.
What about you guys?
Go ahead, Yvette.
Oh, so mine was also about a year ago, when we got married. Just because my entire ecosystem was in New Jersey, and my job was in New Jersey, and I was really worried because I had to start a new job and I had to make new friends. I had to find a new hairdresser, I just had to find
Everything.
everything. And I just felt at the time it didn't feel fair you know, because I was just like, man, like I just built like such a community, you know, like when I was in New Jersey. And then it was like, oh, like I had to grow from that, like go from being single to being a wife was very difficult for me because it's like
An adjustment.
it is an adjustment
Yep.
because I'm so used to being independent and like doing things on my own.
Right.
Yeah, and not
And
being
then-
annoyed.
And then not just depending on someone else, you know, is hard because it's hard for me to depend on other people because I just do it anyways. And like having to depend on someone was really hard. And then
So what kept you moving in that?
I think it was just Jster.
Aww.
You know, like Jster just always reminding me to like keep going, you know, to create like the family that we wanted to
To
have.
build, yes.
You know, because we're coming from two different like backgrounds and like
Yeah.
family dynamics.
Yeah.
And obviously they're like none of our families are perfect,
Yeah.
but we wanted to create one that was perfect for us.
Oh yeah.
So
Mm.
yeah.
Oh, I love that.
That is so sweet. Well said, you guys.
Thanks.
For me, I think there was a time where I was being persecuted at work. And I'm glad God has a reason for it. There was a time where my work didn't allow me to work on the days where we have to perform in the choir. So I have to choose between this or that. But then what kept me moving was I just basically left everything to God. And I just prayed really, really hard. And one thing you know, things change at work. It was supposed to be mandatory, but all of a sudden it became optional. So I didn't have to go
That's
in
great.
on a day where I have to go to worship service and perform my duties in the
Yeah.
choir. So I was still able to perform my duties just because I trusted in God.
Yeah. Wow. And was there a moment when something didn't go as planned but worked out better than expected?
Yeah, so back to my job. I had to go to a new job and I was very unhappy. I was just really unhappy with my job, and then on top of that, Jster lost his job. And so I just felt like I was stuck I was just really stuck, and then I was just like praying, and we were like, we need something, like we need to be able to support ourselves. So then by a miracle, I just reached out to my old company, my old property, and was just like, hey, I just really need
a job.
I just want to be able to go back to what I used to do.
Mhm.
And then later on they said, yeah, like we'll make this happen for you. You know, like we'll give you the job that you want. We'll do this for you. And honestly, like that was just a work of God of itself, because I just trusted it. Once I had my job, then Jster got his job. And then, you know, like we promised, like, oh, if we were going to get like what we wanted, like we would give back to God.
Oh,
Correct.
Yeah. So I think it's always, you know, you want something, you know, like you always have to bring it back to God and return, you know, like what he's given. So
That's true.
Mm-hmm. Wow, I love how you're like after your marriage, you're probably expecting, oh, life is so perfect. We're gonna,
Yeah,
we're gonna get this
exactly.
and that right away. But then this happened. But also at the end, you trusted the process.
Yeah.
And had a good outcome. And I see that we have a comment in our chat.
We do. So we have two lovely viewers from outside of the district. We have Sister Jessica Kayaban. Happy viewing, Paul. Greetings from Wimbledon, United Kingdom.
Ooh.
And then we also have another visitor here from Portsmouth, district of Britain South. It's Brother Ivan Rizpern-Kiloy. And then we also had one birthday greeting. If I can find it right here, we have a belated happy birthday po to Brother Keith Otero from Washington, D.C., from Sister Lizelle Castro. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you for those shout outs. And do you have anything to share for something that you didn't expect, but, there's a different outcome?
You know, Lisa and our friends here, I don't believe in things that didn't work out for you. I think everything that is happening in my life and has happened in my life, past life, just God willed it to happen, and this is why I'm here now. So I never really have regrets. I never really have things didn't work out. So I guess that's it. So I everything you add everything from day one that you were born until today. These things are needed to happen to be where you're at today because God's love.
Yeah. And for you guys, who or what helped you push forward when you couldn't see the big picture?
Tough question.
That is a tough question, but
I gotta pick wisely. Gotta shout them out.
I mean, of course, it's always going to be my wife. My wife is always in the picture. She's the one who like motivates me and supports me in everything I do. But also, God being prayerful, like having that prayer is kind of like also like that motivation to keep and push you forward. Have that little boost, like especially if you have that little kind of doubt in your life, and then you just pray, that doubt like fleets your mind and it fleets away.
Nice.
Thank you.
I think if we're talking about people, I think my mom, whenever I have problems, I just go to my mom and I say, hey, I need help, But I think overall, just when you feel that you're in like a low point, I always, and sometimes, like you feel like your prayers aren't being heard, I kind of just go back and really like hone in on the lessons or the worship services that we have. Because most of the time, the worship services, they speak to you, So there are times where I've noticed that I'm going through something, or I know that maybe someone else is going through a hardship, and then I hear a worship service and I was like, oh, this was meant for me, or this was meant for them. And then I just pray like that I receive it, like as like to my best. And then I pray that like whoever I feel that is needing of that message also like receives it in that way as well. But honestly, I think it just goes back to the basics of just praying and just listening to the worship services. Yeah.
That's well said. For me, Eliza, I think I would have to pick my daughter, our daughter Winley, because everything that I do with the help of our Almighty God, it goes around her. When things are basically like when I'm tired from work, and the moment I see her, everything just lights up. It's okay, Brian. It was a long day, but your daughter is healthy. Your wife is beautiful, and she takes care of us. So my daughter gives us a lot of inspiration. I'm just so happy that every time the weekend comes, we plan things around her, like we may be going to the worship service. At the age of 2 years old, really, that's not yet the time to go to worship service. But at this age, we're really training her to attend worship services like that. And she's really done well attending those worship services.
Yeah, for me, like what Jaser said, it's always gonna be my mom and my sister, like how he said it's always gonna be Yvette. But I want to shout out my sister because I feel like when you have a sibling, it's like a built-in best friend.
Yes.
Because like they see your worst, and what are they gonna do? Leave you? Like especially. I always bring it up, but with me being the youngest, I feel like I have a long way to go. Even though we're not that far apart in age, I feel like she knows how to treat a younger sibling, how to motivate me in a way, especially when I'm feeling down. I'm the type of person that's always like, I can quickly doubt myself, but like she's always there to like
To support you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
And, like
exactly.
she knows what I'm capable of. So yeah.
Yeah, same thing with my siblings. Like whenever I lost my job, I think last year, my brothers also came in to help, and like that's what helped me also to get through. Like, oh, okay, well, we'll do this, we'll do that. This is how you do this. This is how you do
Yeah.
that. So they showed me on like what I needed to do to help me over the time before I find a new job. So
Yeah.
that was
No, that's
like really
great.
helpful. Yeah.
Yeah. And looking back, what did you learn about yourself by going through uncertainty?
That's another tough question.
I think that um, going back to our last topic is it creates motivation. I think because it just shows how resilient that you can be as a person when you go through hardships like that, and you feel as though you kind of feel like if God has my back, like what's gonna happen? There's nothing wrong is gonna happen. Like what's the worst that's gonna happen?
Yeah, I love it when they say the worst is never the worst.
The worst is never the worst. Like I think the worst is like, okay, you might pass, but even though like it's just living like God, like it's really that it's easier said than done, especially when you're going through the thick of it.
Right.
But I think that if you just let it happen, it'll go in the way that it's meant to be.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
go ahead, Jason.
Sorry, what was the question?
Yeah, what did you learn about yourself by going through uncertainty?
Oh, so basically, it helped me become more courageous, honestly. Because before I wasn't really into like trying new things or like trying to do things that were difficult for me. I always wanted it to be like easygoing kind of thing. But now that it's like challenging, I accept the challenge kind of thing, because it only makes me stronger in a way.
Oh, that's good. Well said, you guys. I think for me, I learned that I'm closer to God when things doesn't go my way. I just feel like that God is guiding me from failures, things like that. Especially what we have been learning from our worship service lately, from trials and discipline. That God really loves you. You just really look at the bigger picture, everything that happens in your life. You have to know and read what's going on to be able to decipher. Okay, maybe I need to do this. Maybe I need to do more of this, and then God really doesn't abandon you because you always love him and his commandments that when you obey them.
I agree. And how has your understanding of quote unquote trusting the process changed over time? From your younger years to now?
Another tough
I
question.
think mine is patience.
Patience.
Before it used to be like, what's going on? Like, why am I not getting my way right away? But as you grow older, you have to go through these challenges to get what you want because it doesn't always come to you easily. And if it does come easy, I feel like it's going to go away easily as well.
Right.
Yeah, so I think that's what happened to me because I think over the younger years, everything came easy to me. Like school was really easy.
Yeah.
Everything was going easy. Because especially when I was the youngest, like if I needed help, my brothers or my parents were always there to help you. So like it was like, oh, it's kind of easy. But then once I started getting older, and I was like, it disciplined me. Like, oh man, I actually need to try and try harder to do these kind of things, or else I'm gonna fail.
Yeah.
And I did fail at one point, and I was like, oh wow, that was like the real turner for me. Like, okay, I need to step my game up, and I have to like, study harder or work better at certain things.
Discipline.
Yeah.
I think when I was younger, I just always wanted the end goal, and I didn't want to enjoy the process of reaching to that end goal. And I think now like what is after that? What's going to happen after that?
Like you have to create another
Yeah,
goal
you have to
create
you have to create another goal. So the point is like, oh, let me enjoy
just enjoy the
let me just
process.
enjoy. Yeah.
That's true. Rely on God solely. There's nothing else that could go wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. Trusting the process too. I saw online. It says like, enjoy the process now because this is your younger years right now.
Yeah.
So enjoy what you have because you're never gonna get that moment back. Yeah.
Time is
And
gold.
before we do our special greetings, I do see that we have comments.
We do. We have one highlighted comment here from Joyce DLZ. Let go of what you can't control and let God guide you and do the work for you.
Ooh, that's really good.
Back to you.
Thank you. Okay, so now let's do our special greetings. Let's start with Brian.
Okay, thank you so much again for having me today. I'd like to say hello to my beautiful wife, Rose Ann, and our gorgeous daughter, Winlay. I love you two so much. Thank you.
I like to say hello to my mom and my dad, and all of my siblings, because there's many of them, and my family in New Jersey, in Cavite, and in Pampanga.
Nice.
I would like to say hi to my friends and family in New Jersey and here also in Baltimore. And back to you.
Thank you. And for our listeners,
Wait, you didn't say who you wanna. Come on.
shout out to my mom and my sister, and also the local congregation of Temple Hill. Shout out.
Temple Hills.
Hey, represent.
So, a message to our listeners. We may stumble, we may pause, but with God's help and with the strength that He has given us, we rise. We continue to press onward, and that is what makes us
Unstoppable.
But before we go, we'd like to extend our heartfelt thanks to those who make it all possible. For their unstoppable support, we'd like to thank our INCRadio Washington, D.C. family for supporting our broadcast, especially to Brother Sidney R. Santos, our District Supervising Minister, Brother Richard Soterio, our Assistant District Minister, Brother Audrey Dulay, our District CFO Overseer, Brother Tyler Worthen, our District Multimedia Advisor, and Brother Emmanuel Indaya, our Executive Producer, Brother Wally Taray, our Station Manager, and our dedicated INC Radio Kuya techs here and in the Philippines. Special thanks to Brother Angelo Iranio Vimanalo, our Deputy Executive Minister. We would like to give our special thanks to Brother Eduardo Vimanalo, our Executive Minister of the Iglesianicristo Church of Christ, for allowing us to have programs like today's show here on INCRadio. Thank you for tuning in and spending part of your day with us. If you like today's show, be sure to give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on what's coming next. Until then, catch us next week here, Saturday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. And remember, stay inspired, stay connected, and most of all, stay
Unstoppable.
Bye.
Bye.
Happy weekend, everyone.
With God's help, we become unstoppable. With God's help, everything is possible. All of the accomplishments are remarkable. Others can hate, but they still can't stop it though. We move forward, never ever stumble. With God blessing us, we still stay humble. And through the struggle and all of the trouble, our work we redouble.
Through the good and the bad, we remain victorious. We return all the praises to our God so